The vegan health bundle is only available for just a few more hours, so we're going to do our final live. Today we have Kathy Hester with us from Kathy Hester Cooking. You can get the vegan health bundle in the link in either one of our IG profiles. Yeah, let me just pin the comment here. I made one of Kathy's recipes in her ebook. She and Cheryl wrote an ebook. Oh, yay! Kathy is here. All right. Accept. And just waiting for Kathy to join us. The bundle is only available for a few more hours. Okay. I see something appear. I see a spinning ball. Let's hope it works. Hello, Shin the 53. Hello, the outstanding. Hello, Linda. Hello, Camelia. Ah, okay,
Hello.
good. Yay! I
Let's
can
see.
see you.
I can see you. I don't know why.
You can hear me? I can hear
I
you.
can hear you. Yeah, it's not going through my earbuds, but I think we're okay.
Okay, cool. Cool, nice. How are you today?
I'm so tired, but I'm
Oh,
happy. How about you? How is your morning? It's very early where you are, isn't it?
it's not too bad. It's 8 in the morning right now. So when I chose it was the correct selection when I chose I mean, I think your what am I saying? So your Calendly link, it was 8 in the morning, so it's still 8 in the morning. But I know there was some time changes and all that, right?
And
So
I didn't realize that till yesterday that today was daylight savings time. And
right.
so for me, and I will be saying this for a month, do you have like some kind of time change like this in Malaysia? Are you guys
No.
way smarter? Yeah, you're way smarter than we are. Um, because it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help farmers. It doesn't help, it just means your animals are mad because they're not eating when they want to eat. And so I feel like I just got used to where in the fall it falls back 1 hour, and as soon as you
Uh-huh.
feel comfy in that, then it changes again.
Oh no, you poor thing. Yeah, I was a bit confused because I thought the daylight savings, according to because I use this website called Time Savvy Converter or something like that. So it it actually indicated daylight savings started yesterday. So and then after that, so I planned it that time, and then after that, when I then yesterday morning I was like checking and checking. I was like, no, it hasn't happened yet. So
Yeah, it happens in the middle, like it happens like in the middle of the night Saturday, between Saturday and Sunday. So I think it's like 2 a.m. or something really unintuitive.
right, because I was supposed to do two lives yesterday, and it was the different times on the time converter. It was like, but I checked with the other people, and they're like, oh, it's not yet. They told me the timing. Then I was like, oh, okay. Then I needed to adjust accordingly because if not, I would have come on earlier, an hour earlier than them.
That's really it's
Yeah.
so strange, right? Like time is not enough of a concept without this happening.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what is the reason for daylight savings. I mean, do you really save that much? I mean, like with the invent of electricity, do you need that?
I'm
Right?
I'm kind of with you. So I think what used to happen, like back in the day, before of all of that, it was for the farmers to have more time to tend the fields and do all that stuff, and I don't really have an argument for that. But now it doesn't seem to save anybody any kind of money.
Yeah, then they should just do away with. Yeah, I feel like it's such a yeah, such a strange concept. I think I have been in like Europe or US when like the time changed, and I'm like, huh, what?
Right? It's
Did
very
I lose one
dis
hour?
it's disorienting, and it is for a while because it's not like you. So like if I travel to another time zone, it kind of makes sense, and then you travel back to your house and everything's kind of normal again. But just to sit in your own house and have the time zone change basically on you is very,
Oh
very
yeah, then you have to
weird.
change all the clocks in your houses, right?
Right. And I mean, it's a little easier now because like your phone and computers and stuff just change automatically. But like my car doesn't change. And I always forget.
Mm.
So I will be driving around for a month with the wrong time, doing it in my head. And like I'll constantly be going, well, it says it's 8 o'clock, but it's really this o'clock, and it's really 9, and it's okay that I'm tired. Like, yeah. And I asked Chef AJ, I was like, can we not do bundle week on daylight savings time again next time? I'm like, I'm already tired and you took an hour from me. It just doesn't feel fair.
Oh, you poor thing.
I'll be fine because I was going to do a class next Saturday and I just moved it to like the next Wednesday so I can have 7 whole days of I don't know what, possibly just laying there and reading. At least tomorrow I'm going to lay around and read. How about you? Do you have any big plans?
I have nothing planned, but we'll be traveling in 2 weeks. So I think I'll just be like scouring the internet, trying to figure out where all the vegan places are to eat in Japan. And yeah.
I'm so jealous because Japan is a place that I've always wanted to go because of doing Aikido for so long. And it's just, I have all these, our kind of head instructor over kind of the whole Midwest and South area that I was in was kind of a World War II Japanese guy. So he was kind of an old
Oh,
fashioned guy.
ah,
He passed a while ago, but so we would all. I would get assigned to help him do some stuff when he would come to our dojo, and so I have all these little kind of like towels and things, like these little
yeah.
Japanese presents. I have just a whole bunch of them that are just real
Oh,
special.
oh, that's so nice. You learned Aikido in the US. Was he
Yes.
in? Oh, okay,
He
okay.
came he came over. He was actually based in Chicago.
All right.
And so my teacher who was in Louisiana had lived in Chicago and that's how we were under the Midwest Aikido
Ah,
Federation for a long time. So
I
kind of
see.
like the way I travel around and do stuff now. I used to use all my vacation to go to different places and do Aikido.
Right, right, right.
But
Yeah,
you're going
yeah.
to have the best time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited because it's like my first time ever to Japan. So, I have, yeah, yeah, it'll be fun. And we have a friend there as well. And I think now there's so much more vegan options and plant-based options. So I think it won't be, yeah, it won't be so difficult. I mean, I heard in Tokyo there's like tons of vegan, not tons, but it'll be, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember. There's Elizabeth. Is it Elizabeth Yano? There's a teacher who teaches a lot of vegan food. She is not. She's Japanese transplant, but she's been there a really long time.
Right.
I don't know that I'm going to find her right now, but remind me. I know I met her. I think it's Elizabeth AODH or something close to that. I met her when I went to IACP, the International Association of Culinary Professionals, a few years ago. She had flown in from
Oh,
Japan,
oh, okay, okay.
and she has a couple of books. But I don't
Right.
know what city she's in, but she was teaching. And if you could just meet her, that would be really interesting, I
Oh,
bet.
oh yeah, yeah. Maybe you can email me, yeah, the details. Like I said, I was actually wanting to take a class, a cooking class in Japan, but I don't think I can because of this. I
Oh,
don't
is
think
it
that it
worse
can.
now?
Um, it's in a risk guard now because when I went for my second treatment, he said like, oh, you should. He asked me whether I was wearing one, and I said no. And then he said, oh, go get one because I think he says yeah. So it has a steel thing here to make sure
But
that I'm keeping it. Yeah, I'm not moving it too much. But yeah, we'll see. Hey, I think you saw this, but I just wanted to show you I have your book.
Where did you find
Um,
that?
it's in this store. It's in this bookstore called Book Access, where they yeah, they sell like reruns and no overstock books or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah, yeah.
that went out of print a
Yeah, I
while ago.
remember
That
you
was
told me
my
it was out of
first
print.
book to go out of print. But it's kind of funny because it's the one the whole food plant-based community likes the best.
Yeah, yeah, I've made some recipes from here. I really liked it. I mean, I've like, I put all these here that I want to try, which I still haven't tried yet because I was busy making stuff in all the bundles. But I think I tried at least two recipes from here so far. Yeah, I want to try more because Az eats a lot of oats, so yeah, it's great, and you have some interesting ones as well. So yeah, but we should be talking about the bundle.
I know. Well, I have this in the bundle, the Thriving on Starch, and that has 29 recipes. And actually, the oat cheese powder that's in here was in Outrageous Oatmeals. That's the first place I
Oh,
ever
nice,
put it. Yeah, I think I tweaked it
nice,
a little
nice.
bit since then. But yeah, like the bundle, it's like how many more? Let's see, six,
Let me
6 hours,
check.
45 minutes, I think now.
Let me check the website because it has a counter there, so we'll know exactly um, when the counter comes up. Yeah, correct. 6 hours and 47 minutes and 45 seconds counting.
Oh, Apple is here. So Fully Woven is also Apple
Ah,
on
I
YouTube.
see.
And you should
Hello.
check Fully Woven out. She does a lot of art stuff and she does these great meditations and really cool things. I'm going to be listening to them tomorrow.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I do meditations every day, so I should do it and check that out as well.
Yeah, awesome. Um, And I think the outrageous oatmeal is really good. And in fact, like, here, let me get to the table of contents. And you guys, I'm a little bit like, woo, today because this is like my 30-second live in 10 days. But
Whoa.
so we've got 29 recipes, and a lot of them at the top have oats in them. So a lot of my dry mixes, like the bouillon powder, and actually, I should just here and I can show you.
Oh, nice. So Monique says you guys are gonna have to sleep for a week after all these interviews. Yes, we do.
Oh yeah. And so like this is the dry bouillon. So instead
Ah,
of paying money to make the dry bouillon, this one doesn't have oats in it, but you can put oats in it.
right, right.
And then this is the golden gravy mix. They look all a little similar, but they're not. I promise they're a little different. And so it's what it is that instead of buying like one of those instant vegan mixes that have a lot of
Hmm.
weird things in them, then you just toast this a little bit, add some water or non-dairy milk, and heat it up and use a whisk, and you've got gravy.
Oh, nice. Quick and
And
easy.
yeah, and this is a similar thing. It's cheese powder. So it's kind
Ah,
of like those expensive mac and cheese box powders,
right,
only it's cheap.
right.
And it's made with oats. So that these recipes are all in there. And this is my oat parmesan. I
Ah,
think you can kind of see. Cheryl says, I don't know if you guys have this, but there's a brand called Kraft Parmesan cheese, which is not really
yes,
Parmesan cheese, in the
yes.
green container. And when I
Yeah.
made this, she's like, it's just like Kraft.
Oh, yeah, craft is huge here in Malaysia. Like,
Really?
yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, they would be pretty much synonymous with craft. I mean, we used to eat those craft slices and all that. Those, yeah.
I thought better of Malaysia before that. No, I'm teasing. I thought we were the only ones who ate weird fake cheese
No, yeah.
with
So we
dairy in it.
do you know that's the thing. So when I started, so Malaysians actually do associate cheese with craft and like those fake cheese. So that when I started making doing raw vegan cheese classes, people were eating it and like, oh, this doesn't taste like craft. They actually tell me that. Like, and I'm like, this is artisanal vegan cheese. Which has been like fermented and handcrafted and all that. It's not like those fake. And then he's like, "Oh, sorry, I just grew up eating fake American cheese." So, yeah.
Oh no.
But yes, yes. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my parents used to make me sandwiches and they would put like the craft cheese, but because it's expensive, so we only like get half of it or a quarter of it or something like that.
That's so funny because, like, yeah, I grew up on that too. Like the cheese slices that you pull the cellophane off.
Yes, exactly. And I used to wonder, like, how is this food? Because it's in between like these two pieces of plastic. But I do have to confess that it was quite fun to pull off the cellophane. I thought like, ooh, zoom, it's an experience. It's
I
so
agree with you with
tactile.
that. When you're a kid, that and the other thing when I was a kid, did you have a saltine cracker? Did you go no 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 no? That was my other favorite thing as a kid. I don't know what that was about, but it's like, yeah, like opening things or making these
Yeah.
noises or feeling things is really interesting.
Yeah, I used
That's
to make so much noise, and my mom would tell me to like keep quiet because she's like, "Oh, you're so noisy." But yes, I know what you mean, and I the noises.
so tell me some of your bucket list places for Japan because you've been wanting to go for a long time, right?
Um, so I haven't actually like really looked at. I've just wanted to go to like Japan in general. Well, I mean, we're going during Sakura season, so we're gonna, yeah, which is also the most expensive season. But yeah, we're going there, and then I want to try and eat the Japanese Korean no, not Korean, sorry, because I always say Korean temple food. So what I meant was like the Japanese temple food, which is like traditionally vegan anyway. But the one that I wanted, like everybody talks about, which is like I think is on the Michelin guide. That one's like fully booked up like 3 months ago. So I'll need to find some other places. But I want to eat something that I think I want to try as much ramen as possible, like local stuff. I don't want to, yeah, yeah, more of the local stuff. Oh, but I did tell us, I'm like, oh, we should go and have kakigori, the Japanese shaved ice dessert, because I have that dessert in my desserts Asian sweets and treats book, which is in the vegan health bundle. And so I told him, I said, you know what, we can eat like all all the stuff that is. He was like, can we eat the Japanese pastries? I'm like, not really, it's like white flour and sugar. But I said we could eat the ones that I've made in my recipes, so we can go and have shibuya toast and we have kakigori and yeah, like the stuff that I have made. Then yes, I mean, I most probably like try. I don't know. Maybe I'll try a bite of things because you do, like I say, when you travel, you do want to taste what is local and what is, yeah, what it tastes like over there in Japan. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this because I remember on our live the other day, I talked about jackfruit. So this is how we get it in Malaysia. It's like it's yeah. And let me open it up. Right. Sorry. So this is the fresh jackfruit, and it's already like out from, they've already cut up the whole thing and they've already taken out the pods and all that. So it's just so easy to eat. Because most people, I think some people only know of jackfruit in a can. So, and that's the young green jackfruit. Whereas this is the fresh ripe jackfruit, and then you open it up. So this is like one jackfruit pod, and then there's a seed in it, right? And this seed, okay, you have to take this part out as well.
And don't
And
isn't
then
there an Indian curry with jackfruit seeds?
I think I know there is a Malay curry with young ripe jackfruit, which sometimes has the seeds in it as well. But these seeds, if you just take it and boil it in water for like 20 to 30 minutes, and then it tastes like, then you need to peel the skin off because this is a bit hard. It tastes like potato. Yeah. So yeah, we always do that. But this is the jackfruit pot where they usually stuff the Thai sticky rice inside. Yeah, and then you make a coconut cream and put on top. Yeah, so I in the vegan health bundle, I have the recipe and video tutorial on how to make like jicama rice, and then we stuff it, and then then you make the coconut cream and put it on top. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. And then I
That looks.
thought like since oh wait, now I need to wipe my hands. And my cloth is like far away and full.
It's okay. I'll talk for a
Yeah,
minute. I was
you can talk. Let me wipe my
Oh,
hands.
Monique says I made a jackfruit seed curry. Yeah, I thought I saw something about that, and that you have to prepare the jackfruit seeds a certain way. Um, but where I am, I can go to the Asian market and they have whole jackfruits, and I like this would be a small jackfruit. So like some of the jackfruits are like bigger than I could hold, and that's a lot of jackfruit for a two-person household, and then I'd have to break it down.
Yeah, but you can put it in the Ninja Creamy. But you don't have a freeze dryer. I know like Lisa and Nate, they have a freeze dryer, so they were freeze drying the jackfruit. Oh, you know what? There is a barbecue jackfruit salad recipe in the vegan health bundle. It's in Make It Raw too. Yeah, it's the ebook by Chef AJ and Lisa Maris, because I know I made that salad, and it used like maybe 1 cup of jackfruit. I can't remember, for the salad dressing or something. And she also has Lisa also has, I think, like a soup recipe, using a raw vegan soup recipe using these as well. So yeah, that might be something interesting. Yeah, so Monique says, yeah, our jackfruit are huge here as well. It freezes well though. Yeah. Oh. So then since I opened the fridge and I found stuff, I thought I'll just like do a show and tell as well, because I know you like it. So this, we call it, what do we call it? Here we call it jambu air, which translates to a, is your voice out?
Oh,
Is your audio out?
no, I was just saying, I
Oh,
was
you were
repeating
whispering.
it because it'll help me remember. So I was like,
Yeah, I think it's like sometimes they call it rose apple or water apple. I don't know.
oh,
But it's sweet, and yeah. Last time I remember seeing, in fact, actually where I live, there are 2 trees, but they don't grow so well because it's not cultivated. But yeah, sometimes I pick them from the trees, because the wind, once the wind blows, they all drop and they're not ripe yet. Then I turn it into kimchi. But yeah, this is not from the tree in my area. This is just from the farmer that I buy stuff from, because Az likes to eat it. It's how do I explain it? It's kind of succulent and it's very high water. Yeah, you know what? Let me try and cut it. Now I need to
because
go and get
I
my
looked it up over here. So when I was looking away, I looked at my
ah
computer, and it says it's a small tropical fruit that's part of the myrtle family, and it's been growing wild since ancient times. And you
yeah.
gave actually the scientific name for it.
Oh, okay.
This is why I Google things. It makes me seem smarter than I am.
No. I Google all the time as well. Oh,
But they look beautiful. I see some with like some bites out of it. It looks very interesting.
yeah. Yeah. It's not my breakfast time yet, so I haven't. That's why I'm not eating it. But let me just cut it for you.
Oh, I see
Okay, so
Liz Whalecox is here. I don't know. Do you ever watch Survivor? My friend Liz is on Survivor
oh,
right now, like
oh
on the
wow,
TV. Yeah.
wow.
She's in, yeah.
I don't watch my TV. My TV doesn't work anymore. It's too old, so I don't watch TV. I just watch. Sometimes I watch YouTube. I just watch your. That's why I watch your lives. So yeah, this is how it. This is how it looks like once you cut it open.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So there's no seeds in there,
This
really.
one, no. Sometimes there's a bit here. Not really. Yeah, I don't know how you grow it then. But yeah, it'll be really good in a salad. Yeah, I think like like a like maybe use it as a replacement for apples. I thought that would be fine.
Is
Ooh,
it is
and
the consistency similar to like star fruit? It almost looks like that from a distance.
no, it's firmer and sturdier than starfruit. I think starfruit's like softer.
Okay.
Yeah, this is maybe, yeah, I think it would be like maybe like an apple. Not so much of an apple, but yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
like a cucumber?
Crunchy. It's a little
It's
crunchy.
crunchy. It's definitely crunchy and yeah, juicy. And then I wanted to show you this. I don't know whether you've seen this before.
I have, but I've never eaten it, and I'm trying to remember. Doesn't the name start with like chur
Oh,
something?
cherry moya.
Yes. Is that it, or am I wrong?
Yeah, so this is all in the same family, but this one is the Rollinia. So Rollinia. So they're different ones. The cherry moya is tastes different, and this one apparently they call it like the lemon meringue pie fruit because it
That's
does
my
taste like
favorite. That was my favorite pie growing up. I need to have one of
it,
those.
it tastes like lemon meringue, but it's so hard to find. You know why? Because this goes bad really fast. So they don't, this particular, so they sell the cherry moyas in the stores, but this Rollinia, they don't sell it because the cherry moyas are like more on the green side. And you also have the purple ones, but this is actually like yellow. Yeah, I only see it. So this particular farmer that I go to, he has a private farm. So I actually, I'm on, yeah, every week I order things from him via WhatsApp. So I'll just ask him what do you have this week to order, and then I'll just tell him what he wants. So he'll keep, yeah, so he'll make sure that he keeps two. I have two every week from him because it tastes like lemon meringue pie.
And so now I have to come to Malaysia so that I can taste one.
You do. Have you seen? I suppose you've seen these, right? This
Is
is
it
quite common.
is it mangosteen?
Yes, it's a
And
mangosteen.
I've never had these. So literally, this is what my brain remembers and doesn't remember. I've never had a fresh mangosteen before.
Oh, can I wonder? But I'm pretty sure I've seen this in the US before, like in the Asian
I'll have
stores.
to go
Yeah,
look again.
yeah. Or maybe if you want to splurge a bit, then you can get a box from Miami Fruit. I know it's very expensive, but it's for science.
Right. I think that actually, and that is true. You reminded me, Miami fruit. I'm going to put it up here so that I can order. That can be my special bundle present to
Yeah, yeah,
myself for making it
exactly.
to the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah. That'd be such a nice bundle present. Yeah, because I see like all this fruit. I've seen all this on Miami Fruit, and I know that some of the other raw vegan people like have very high regards for them, and I know they've been on the Chef AJ's bundle before. I mean, I think maybe the first one when it was the Ultimate Weight Loss bundle. I believe so. Or maybe it was Ultimate. I can't remember. Maybe it was on the Raw bundle. I'm not sure. But because I've seen their ebooks before, that's how I found out about them actually from one of the bundles. Yeah, and then I know like I don't know whether you know Olivia Herzog. She just gave birth to a baby, and so she treated herself to to a big box as well. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Cheryl wants an Apple Watch for the bundle, for putting up with the bundle. So I think if she can have that, then I can have some fruit.
You can, yeah, yeah. I mean, that'd be so much fun. I mean, like, I wanted to say, like, think of the content you can make from it.
That's true. It is very well tax deductible if I make content with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you because today I got a message from this lady. Because in the bundle I have a course called Beautiful Vegan Food, and I feel so uncomfortable like saying it's about food photography and food styling because I don't feel like I'm a professional and I don't feel like I'm that good. It's just that I feel like maybe I know some tips here
You're
and there a
good.
little bit more than other
Let me
people.
just tell you, okay, you're good. You make your living doing food stuff and photographing. So it's okay.
Yeah. But this lady, she sent me her before and after, so she went through my course, and then yeah, I was like, oh my god, her smoothie picture looks so beautiful now. And I was like so happy. I was like, oh, okay, so the course
See?
was helpful. It does help people. Oh, yeah. But I wanted to ask you because I know you take nice pictures as well. For I've seen it for your YouTube thumbnails and for your your posts and all that. And I was wondering like, what do you use? How do you style your food? Yeah. And did you take the photos for this, or do you work with
That
a
one I did in
yeah
the last three books I took the photos for. So
oh,
for the two Instant Pot books and the air
right
fryer book, I took all the photos for those. Um, so the earlier ones, I didn't know how to really use it. And I'm trying to remember, I think I have, because all the cameras I have around me now are Sony cameras. And I have my Nikon over
okay
there, but I think it's a Nikon 7500. I think so. It's
okay
not a full frame camera,
right
but I use it a lot, and I've got this great tripod that a friend of mine who's a food photographer. So it actually has a thing where it's not just one tripod, and
uh-huh.
then I have so for the videos, I have one
Yeah
tripod here that gets the front one, and then I have one with an arm that's the
yeah
overhead. This you
yeah
can move and make it into an overhead, and then you move it and it comes back in. I
okay
can,
okay
here, let me see, let me grab it really quick.
oh
I
nice.
don't think I have anything plugged in. And
Hi, Connie Create. Hello, Tato Kusinski. So if any of you have questions, please leave it in the
like
question
this.
box. Ooh,
So this part, you can actually make it go the other way. Let's see if I
right.
can. I may not, it's been so long since I've messed with it, but there we go. So if you hit it and you get this, then it can come this way.
Yes, yes, I know what you mean. Yes,
And so
right.
I love this because it just makes it so much easier to catch those shots, you know?
Ah, okay, okay. So do you put it on a timer then? Or
Um, no, a lot of times I'll have it tethered to the
oh, okay.
computer, but
Right.
sometimes I don't. But I'm trying to think. So I'm using a 40 millimeter macro lens is what I usually use for my pictures, which is a little different than what everybody
Ah,
else uses. And it's mostly because Cheryl bought it. She was like, oh, I think this
oh,
is a
okay.
good idea.
Right,
And I like
right,
it. But I
right.
have on the other side, you know how these windows are here? I have two like patio doors.
Okay.
And so
Ah,
it gets diffused light from
okay,
there.
nice.
And I
Yeah.
have like a little kid's desk and some different
Uh-huh.
backgrounds.
Ah,
But I think I
ah,
spend as much time styling the setup,
yeah.
deciding what plates and all of that, as
Mm-hmm.
I do making the food sometimes. How about you?
Mm. I used to, but not anymore. I mean, I used to, yeah. I remember, like, because, yeah, I took all the photos for my ebooks and my courses, and I used to, like, yeah, worry about, like, what backdrop to use, what cutlery and how to style it and all that. But nowadays, I'm like, I'm just using one backdrop, just the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I'm just, yeah. And now I've just, like, stuck to a certain way of doing it. So, like, within 10 minutes I'm done because after making the food I'm already so tired and I want to eat it, you see.
Yes.
And I'm like, what do you mean I still have to spend like an hour or 2 hours? I mean, yeah, I used to spend like up to an hour just trying to style it and take a photo. Now I'm like, I'm not gonna do it anymore. So I pretty much come to like a formula of how I do it, and I actually just show that in my beautiful food vegan food course, which is in the vegan health bundle. So there's actually real I actually yeah, now I and nowadays I just use my phone all the time. I don't even bother using a DSLR anymore because it's so heavy, and it's just like the phone I mean the phone
It's great
the pictures from the
quality.
yeah, it's pretty good quality. I mean, like it's not going to be like a
But
DSLR, right? But so it's good enough, I think. Yeah, for me.
I think it's great. I mean, I already have this set up over there, and so like a lot of times it's not that hard. So like what I get into, and this is just me,
Yeah.
like I'll layer plates and like
Yeah.
hopefully by the time you're gonna come and visit, I have to clean my office because it's like looks like a thrift store exploded in there. Like I have bookcases of dishes and bookcases of glassware and stuff like that. So I'll go and be like, no, that's not quite the gray underplate. Let me get four more gray underplates. And sometimes I enjoy that as much because it's almost like a little art in of itself. And then
Yeah.
other times I'm like, no. And I'll set up a background and I'll go ahead and take 4 or 5 pictures on that same setting. So
Yeah.
I don't know that there's always a right or wrong answer, but I'm going to be doing this new book. So I'm going to do another Ninja Creamy book. Then I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
do a potions and powders book for the fall. And I'm going to dress up. It's going to be like a kitchen witch book. And I'm going to dress
Oh,
up all funky. I've got all these Halloween backgrounds I've been saving. So
oh,
those
nice.
I'm going to make really, I'm going to get into that a lot more.
Oh, that's so much fun. I love all your Halloween stuff because I watch all your videos on all your Halloween. Oh, I've always thought, I was like, look, they have this, look, they have this. I'm like,
I,
wow, you really you must like have a lot of kitchen space to keep everything.
We, well, kind of. We need to organize things more for sure, but no, we have a lot of Halloween stuff. We're getting rid of some stuff, but then I'll get every year. So we have these discount stores called Home Goods and TJ
Oh,
Maxx.
yes, yes. I've shopped at TJ Maxx. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so from like August and September, it's like all Halloween stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like looking around now because I got these mummy containers that now I'm keeping oatmeal and stuff. I'm grabbing one. So I got some different sizes of
Oh,
them.
yes, I've seen those. I love those. They're so
And
cute.
they have
Oh my God.
like a really good rubber gasket in them.
Oh,
But so I've got a
nice.
big one and a little one. So every time I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. No more. And then this year something else is going to come out.
Oh, oh yeah, I know. I think last year you kind of like went crazy and like did so many lives around the whole Halloween thing because I was watching all of them because I was traveling at that time as well. So we were in another Airbnb. So every time I made food for us, I was just like watching everything. I was like, Kathy's live again and again. And
I went away, like we took a trip driving up to the Northeast. So we went for Ecamm, the software I
mm,
use for the lives and stuff, had a conference, but it's up near Salem, Massachusetts, which is kind of like the perfect place to be
yeah.
around Halloween. It's this big, big thing. And so we were doing that in October, so I filmed all these things to post while we were gone. And so
Yeah.
I filmed them all, I think like in a couple of days, and I wore my Halloween
Yes,
pajamas.
yes. It was so fun. I loved it. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Your fun pajamas. I'm going like, cause I just have like one like really boring gray looking pajamas from Muji. I was like, I need to get more fun ones like Kathy. So I did. I got some cute pajama pants, which had like all sort of like like fun stuff going on. But then it's quite it's like the material is quite warm and we've been just experiencing a heat wave right now, so I can't wear any of them. It's just way too warm to wear at night. Yeah.
Is it unusual for it to be warm now, or is this normal around this time?
I don't know. The weather has just been like, really weird the past 5 years. So, I mean, it is
Yeah.
warm, but last time it used to be bearable, but now it seems like, yeah, but right now it's just like heat wave. So it's just crazy because I don't like to turn on the air conditioning, but yeah, it's at a point where it's like, I still don't turn it on. I just have the fan blowing at me all the time. But when us comes over, we only have like one table fan blowing. I mean, we have a ceiling fan, and then we have then I have like a table fan blowing at me, but it's not blowing at him. So he's just like, wow, that. So when I'm cooking, I'm like, okay, you can sit in my spot, and he goes like, oh, this is how you survive because when the he's like, this is much better, when you have the fan constantly blowing right at you. So yeah, I don't know. I remember like when I was um so when I wrote my desserts book for the publishing house, and then they actually had a team of photographers come in to take photos of it. So they came in for 5 days to take photos for this book, right? So this book,
Ooh.
and I remember the weather was very cool. It's like I'm like, do you guys need the AC? They're like, no, 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 and it was just like so nice. Yeah, so I got to watch them take photos as well, like watch them in action. They brought all their props, and well, this is not like the best photo, but you know. Anyway, so they brought everything
Ooh.
around. Yeah, and they had a whole like photography setup, and they brought like I don't know like 50 kinds of cloth and
Yeah,
like
like
50 plates. So.
yeah, yes. And when I did the Great Vegan Bean book, I went to Renee Comet's studio. I had met her at a blogger conference. Like she has a stamp and she does stuff for like USA Today, like and does a lot of commercial
Ah,
shoots. And so I did the food styling, meaning the cooking. She still
hmm.
did the prop styling and all the stuff, but it was very interesting being in her studio and seeing this like incredibly massive setup.
Yeah, theirs was a pretty mobile setup because apparently they just go to all the people's houses, and so I guess they don't need to rent, a studio. And also just because then it was so much easier because like my desserts, a lot of them, I mean like some of them were frozen, so I just like because I have 50 desserts in this book, so that meant they blocked off like 5 days, so like yeah, we would shoot 10
In a
10
day.
desserts, 10 a day. Yeah, so I had to make a lot. I Those that I could make in advance, I made in advance and just put it in my fridge. And then some I had to make on the spot, and then I had one assistant helping me. Was it two of them? Like one or two people helping me. Yeah, that was crazy, but it was such a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way about when I was doing it for Renee. So, like, some stuff I could put in a slow cooker because I stayed at her house too. So, like, we'd
Oh.
go and I'd have slow cookers. So, in the morning, we'd have something to shoot first off while I was working on the next thing. But I'm trying to remember how many recipes were in there. I think it was 75 or 80. And
Whoa.
we
Okay.
did for 7 days, but like we were working 12 to 14 hours a day. It was the hardest thing. And then we had to
Yeah.
watch about we had somebody come in who helped us with the dishes finally, but like just to do the dishes and cook for that, not to mention her doing all the prop styling and the photos, and she had an
Yeah.
assistant who edited all the photos for her.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's crazy. So now, like when I do my courses or I just tell myself I'm only going to do one or two dishes a day and that's it. Because I always think I can do more, right? And then after that, you're so tired. And then I really pity us because us has to do all the washing up and, like, and it's not just that because I don't know why whoever who like designed my kitchen like made the sink so low, and he's so tall, so it's really hard for him. He's like 6 foot tall, and my kitchen counter is lower than the normal height, so like at the sink and all that, it's really hard for him to wash it.
That's
So
funny because
yeah.
Cheryl washes my stuff. So when I'm working really, really hard, Cheryl's always the one cleaning up the kitchen. They're going to talk about us when they finally meet.
I think so, that's so funny.
What's the
Yeah.
one thing when you started taking pictures that kind of like made things easier for you? Like if you had to give one tip to someone who was maybe, and because I think it's great to just use your phone. So I'm showing my setup just to show it, not to
Mhm.
say it's the only way.
Yeah.
But like, what would be one thing that someone could try and do that might up level their photography kind of immediately?
Yeah, I think nowadays and in the course I actually talk about like the different elements that I feel like should not should be but is in my photo. So, I have a backdrop, or I think thinking of layers, more layers, not just not just the plate and your dish, and then that's it. So I add in the backdrop, I add in a bit of the ingredients that I used that was in the dish, I add in the cutlery, I add in some cloth, yeah, and then if you want to add in some props. I mean, I used to use more props last time. Now I don't even bother anymore. But yeah, so just I think you want your picture to tell a story. Yeah, so think of what it is that you want to talk. Yeah, what is the story that you want to tell? Then you do that because yeah. And also, I think I talk about taking the photos from different angles to see what works best, the three different angles. Yeah, because different kinds of food, like different angles will work better. Whether
And sometimes
yeah.
for me, it's surprising. I'll try different things and I'll think, well, that one's not going to work, but let me just take it just in case. And sometimes that's the winner,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, there's so much to go into it, but I just kept the course very basic and simple because I was wondering whether I wanted to talk about color theory as well, but I didn't go into that. And yeah, because I didn't have time to go into that. But I thought like that might be, like I say, it's very much a beginner's course for people who have just like, never ever really taken, yeah, food photography classes or like, who are just starting out. So yeah, or like the lady said, it helped her make her pictures look more interesting. So
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and it's a great idea to have in the bundle because some people are coming to the bundle to try and make their own lives, healthier,
mhm.
right? More whole food, plant based. But a lot of people are getting the bundle who are kind of doing food activism and who are
Mm,
already trying to do cooking classes or maybe even just do potlucks. And if they're trying to get their community to come to whole food, plant based potlucks, the better that picture is, the more
yeah.
likely you can get some people to kind of go, oh, I think this might be okay, right?
Yeah, it's more appealing because that's what I found. Like when I've always, I mean, I just like to make my food look pretty, but because my raw food looks pretty, people are interested in it. Because if it's not, they don't bother. But they're always going like, "Oh, this is so pretty. This is raw. I can't believe this is raw." So yeah,
It's true. I seem to always make brown food. So, like, I have a bean book, an oatmeal book, slow cooker books, instant pot books. So, I have to try way harder than when you're doing all these pretty raw foods.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I know. I think a lot of the photographers talk about like, oh, how do we make brown food look good? And it's so funny because I know like, yeah, if you're going to be cooking like a lot of beans and stuff like that, like the things that I make for us, right, all the lentils and the beans and the curries, I'm like, oh, this is pretty much brown food. So you need to rely on your garnishes and all that. And it's quite funny. There's a lot of times where I like, if I put some pink peppercorn on top of it, it'll look really pretty. But I'm like, would it affect the taste? Would it give people the wrong impression?
Right? It's kind of hard. Two of my friends that were food stylists in LA that are retired now, Denise Vivaldo and Cindy, um, a lot of times I would say, hey, what can I do? So, like with a lentil soup, a lot of times I'll take like a little strainer and I'll strain
Hmm.
out some of the carrots and lentils and rinse them off. And then let's say there's a bowl and I'll have something
Yeah,
smaller than this. I'll put that there, cover the soup to here, and you can put those little things here
yeah,
and you see the carrot and the lentils, and it makes,
yes.
instead of it just being like when I'm eating it, I just want it to be a brown blob of
It's
goodness, right?
so comforting. Yeah, it
I
is.
like it a lot. I kind of feel like I'm up to most challenges because I'm like the queen of brown food, brown mushy food, even.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I realized like the things that I made from the bundle, they're like, so I made like a creamy curry split lentil soup, and then and then I made your black eyed peas um soup. Was that a soup? Black eyed pea soup, right? Oh,
Looks like
creamy black eyed pea.
creamy. Yeah, they're kind of
Yeah.
like a creamy
Yeah,
stew.
yeah, and then I made Dr. Furman's Mediterranean, oh, not Mediterranean, Middle Eastern stew, and then yeah, so I was just making all
No
because
wonder
this
your wrist is messed up. That's a lot of cooking. I'm gonna tell
No,
your acupuncturist.
no, because this is just putting beans in. Well. When I made the Middle Eastern stew, Az helped me with it. So I'm like, okay, pour this in, pour this in. But I didn't do like the cut. Also, I was getting him to get the use the. So I was like, okay, use this and get the eyes out of the potato. And he's never done it before. He's just like, I'm like, no, you dig in and pull it out.
Right.
And he's
And
like,
there
oh, that's
and
so
there's
funny.
another one. So like this is from the Idaho potato people. So last time I saw them, I got like 6 of these. They're from there. But this is the same thing. You stab it in and go around the eyes. Because right now I had made something with potatoes for the sausage, the potato black bean quinoa breakfast sausage patties. And I opened up my drawer, and the potatoes were like it's spring. Like there were giant pieces. Like it was the potato was still firm, but like I
Yeah.
just cut off slices. And one thing that I do when the potato sprout, and especially when the sweet potato sprout, is I put it in like I have some raised, they're not really raised beds, they're kind of like container gardens, and I put it around and it makes this beautiful like foliage basically.
Oh,
Because you can actually go and buy potato not for eating but for decorative purposes, and so I always just reuse them and put them out and let them cascade down.
oh,
but
so
but
cute.
Cheryl thinks it's creepy because then I'll have this bowl of like weird potato eyes until it gets warm enough, and she's like, "This is really gross."
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to, you see, I really wanted to make the one of the recipes from Sarah's ebook. Do you follow Sarah, Better Food Guru?
No, no,
Oh,
she's
oh,
new to
oh,
me.
oh, you should follow her on Instagram. She's so much fun. She's like, and she's got like 1.2 million Instagram followers or
Oh
something.
my,
And she's in the bundle. And so because I found out about her in another bundle. Her recipes are not so I had access to her meal plan for 3 months and I tried out some of her recipes. They were really nice. But at that time, it all had a bit of oil. I mean, she's not very high. She just uses like maybe one very low oil, just small portions of oil. So I've always had to convert her recipes to oil free. But now she contributed her very first oil free recipe book in the bundle. So there's 21 recipes from there. So I knew that was like, okay, I need to make something from this ebook, no matter what. I mean, like, I needed to. Then I ordered the ingredients, and I was like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to rest. So I like waited for 2 days, and then I was asking us, I'm like, I want to make this recipe. Can you like cut the onions? Will you do this? Will you do that? And he's like, do I have to?
we need to
And I
get
was
you a
like,
chopper.
then I was like, no, you. Oh yeah, one of those things, right? Yeah. So anyway, I think after 2 3 days, I'm like, I'm just gonna make it anyway. But I mean, like, I didn't make the farro because it was supposed to be like a farro and white bean thing. So I was like, okay, I'll just make it without having to cook the beans and the farro and all that because that's the one that needs the heavy lifting of the pots and all that. So I made it. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I just made it with what I have. So yeah.
Well, I'll have to check that out because that sounds like something that would be delicious, and I need to follow her too and
Yeah,
add to
yeah.
her bazillion numbers of followers because it's got to be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, because her reels are so much fun. She's so funny and sassy and like, yeah, yeah. I think you will really enjoy her content. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce. Oh yeah, sending you lots of healing vibes for your hand, Sheffy. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Yeah, I may need to go and I don't know whether I need to go and see a physiotherapist or something like that. Um, because this I hosted the Raw Food Worldwide meetup. What day is today? In Malaysia, it's Tuesday. So that was on on Saturday. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I met this lady. She's also raw. She's like there are like two raw ladies in Malaysia that I met at the meetup. So that's good. They're following Dr. Brooke Goldner's protocol for healing. Yeah. But anyway, she also said that I think she also like hurt her hand or something like that. And then she went to get it checked, and it was tendonitis. And then now they advise her to ice it and also go see the physio. And you might need to do isometric exercises. And I was like, oh, I remember those days because I used to run half marathons. So I would get all sorts of injuries. I would get like ankle injuries, knee injuries. It was when I got a hamstring injury. That was when like, okay, I'm not running anymore. I'm stopping because hamstrings like take forever to heal. And I used to have to go, yeah, for treatment and all that. So I don't know.
Tendonitis is hard. I actually got tendonitis here because I did a dehydrator class. I had one of those choppers. So I was like, I
Mm,
have a chopper. I'm going to be fine. But I got it here and I've never had that. It's whatever one tiny little tendon. It took me down and I like went to the doctor and they're like,
uh-huh,
oh, just take some ibuprofen. I'm like, do I need to go to the ortho? I'm like, I've
uh,
never felt something like this. And so
yeah,
I put some like aspirin stuff on it and it was
uh-huh.
fine like 4 days later.
Oh,
But I didn't do anything like Cheryl emptied the dishwasher. Like, 'cause I couldn't, because it was on my thumb, I couldn't
right.
do anything like that. And yours is much in a much more difficult space than mine was.
Yeah, yeah. Because Us got tendonitis as well, and yeah, he couldn't play the guitar, I think, for like 3 months or something like that.
And that's
Yeah.
what he does for a living, right?
So I think that at that time I think he was still studying at that time, so he had to yeah, so I think he was like writing and like doing stuff on the piano instead. Okay,
Good.
yes, someone told me for my hand to keep a buck eye filled with ice and some water and keep it on the countertop so that you could stick your hand in it throughout the day whenever you can. Yeah, it's just that I didn't really do the icing thing initially because I'm doing the TC I was doing the TCM treatment and they're not really into the cold stuff, so yeah. I mean, he was telling to me to eat more cooked foods and all that, which is why also I was trying to make some of the recipes in the vegan health bundle that were cooked because he was like, don't eat your fruits, don't eat it for breakfast, only have it like after lunch or something because it's the whole cooling thing and it being damp and not good for your bones on the Chinese side. And but I remember like after I had like cooked food for like 2-3 days, I'm like, oh, my body couldn't take it, so I went back to raw.
Now, have you done Dr. Brooke Goldner's protocol before, or is that
Oh,
just your friends, your new
no, my
friends?
friend, they're doing it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, because hers is quite restrictive. I'm like, I think they're like, oh, we can't eat nuts and seeds. I'm like, oh, but this has tahini in it. They're like, oh, we'll try a bit anyway. Oh, I made the fudge, the salted caramel cookie dough fudge from Amanda's ebook. Sweet, what's her? I think her ebook is Simply Sweet in the Vegan Health
Mhm.
Bundle, and everyone loved it. Everyone, and I was like, yeah, I ate a bit too much because I was like, okay, I'll just have one piece, right? And then I had 3 pieces, and I'm like, okay, sugar high, sugar high. It's like way too loud. It's like buzzing. And then yesterday I took some and I ate it too late because I put some cacao nibs in it. So it was about like 11 because after my lives it was already 11:30 and I was like, oh, should I try it? Because I was planning to try at 10, but because of like the timing changes, it messed everything up. So I was like, okay, I'll just have a bit. And then it was so nice. I had a bit more and a bit more. And then I couldn't take my nap after that because the cacao nibs kept me up. So I was like, I'm so tired. I can't sleep. I'm so tired. I shouldn't have eaten so much of the fudge.
Well, you don't usually have all that stuff at your house, so right? But
Yeah.
it's it's definitely napping. Like the vegan bundle to me means it's like vegan Christmas because you get to see everybody that you haven't seen in a
Yeah.
while and do all those things. But it's also very much like time to schedule your naps and your walks so that you can have like a normal temperament. Or maybe that's
Yeah.
just me.
I was better with the naps. I mean, I always have my nap because I wake up so early. I wake up like 5:30. But I couldn't do much of my walks this time. Not as much as I think the previous bundle, I made sure that I had my walks in, but this time not so much because like everybody seems to be on EST. So I need to do it early. I mean, like yeah, today I got to do a bit of my walk, so that was good. But others is like everyone's just like by the time I'm all ready to do a live, everybody's gone to sleep.
Yeah, it's kind of true. Like I always say, and I was telling Cheryl, I'm like, I made my little schedule, and I said, but for Chef Yen, I'll stay up late.
Oh, thank
Nobody else will
you.
I stay up late for.
Thank you so much.
No, it's just because you're one of my favorite people to get to hang out with every
Oh,
year.
oh, that's so sweet. And we'll get to hang out in person later this year.
I know. Hopefully, I'll be a real girl again by then. Like, I am just like, she was like, oh, we'll watch this movie when you finish with Chef. And I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to curl up with a book. You're keeping all the animals up here. 'Cause she's going to work tomorrow
Oh,
usually she works from home. And she's like, oh, I have to go to work tomorrow. And I was like, yes, I get the house by myself. I'm going to do nothing. But it's just like, it'll be quiet. It'll
yeah.
be great. I'm
I know
very,
it.
and if the animal's too noisy, I'm going to go to a coffee shop.
I'm just wondering this because us does this thing, like I clear this space, right? Because I'm gonna do something, right? And then he puts all his stuff on there. So I was just wondering, does Cheryl do that as well?
So this kitchen counter is like 3 feet wide and like, I don't know, 6 or 7 feet long. It's huge. And she will put her wallet, her phone, mail. And I'm like, we don't know. This is for food. You can't put mail here. We don't know what all has happened. And when we were first together, I had a different house and it was a small kitchen. And there wasn't this space like this. But she put the dog's leash on the stove. And so I was like, would you lick this? And she said no. And I'm like, then don't put it on the stove. So I had to like sanitize
Oh
everything. I'm
dear.
always sanitizing the counter. That's why now sometimes Fergus jumps up and I don't care anymore because I have to sanitize it before I cook.
Right, right. Yeah, because I think like 2 days ago I just cleared my kitchen counter because I was going to I was going to do like put my cutting board. I think I was about to do a live. I was going to video something. I think I was going to record a video. So I cleared everything so that I can put my video stuff. And then suddenly he puts like 4 glasses there. And I'm like, what is this doing here? I just, it's like, he was trying to be nice. I think I was trying to bring in the stuff because we eat in the balcony. So I was trying to bring the stuff from the balcony back to the kitchen so that, that you could clean up the balcony. But I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be here.
I know.
Yeah, he does it all the time. I'd be like, ooh, I like clear off my whole work table and all that. Yeah, he'll come back and like put his keys and his wood, this, and then I'm like, yeah, all his electronic. Like, I'm like, why are all these things here? You have a home. I've already allocated a certain space for him to put at a certain corner. But I'm like, or it's on the sofa. I'm like, why are your clothes on the sofa? It's not meant to be here. You have a space in the room there. Your clothes go there, not here. But it's so funny.
Yeah, no, we have this talk all the time, and Cheryl goes, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I didn't even know it was there. And I'm like, or she's looking for her phone. I'm like, did you look where my stuff is? Because it's probably there. I think that's just like when you're living with someone, there's always something that irritates you. And I'm sure I'm irritating too. And there's things
Yeah,
that I do.
yeah.
Like Cheryl takes out the trash
Oh
because
yeah, yeah.
even when I
I
was
know about it.
single, like I had friends who would come take out the trash because I just won't notice or think about it. And they'd be like, it stinks in your house because I just get used to it.
Oh,
And so they would take the trash out. But like, sometimes you push it a little extra so you can get that one last thing in. And Cheryl's like, it's too heavy. Why are you doing this? So I am at fault too.
yeah, I know. I always wait for us to come over so he can like take out the trash. So I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, like stuff in there. He's like, "Wow, this is a lot." I was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen you for a few days."
heavy with my love for you.
Yeah, yeah, but oh yeah, it's been an hour. I think we should wrap up soon so that you can go to bed as well. But
It's
it
always
was so
fun hanging out with you.
it was so nice seeing you. And yeah, for those who have been watching, thanks for hanging out with us as well. And if you want to get a bundle, like get it from the link in either of our bios. Is going away very very soon. Yeah, Cheryl has like yeah, like classes and ebooks worth more than 200 US dollars in it, right? And mine's about I think comes up to just slightly over 100 US dollars. So for 49 US dollars you get, you know, Cheryl's cooking classes and no, why do I keep calling you Cheryl?
It's
Kathy.
okay. People do it all the time. I don't even think about it anymore.
I'm
Everybody
so
knows.
sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I did that with us, so I kept going Cheryl. Then I'm like, no, it's Kathy, it's Kathy. Why do I keep saying Cheryl?
It's
Oh
okay.
no.
It's because we both have round, pasty white faces, and
No,
I think people just get.
I think because this time it's you and Cheryl, because the book, your Start Solution thing,
Yeah,
it's you, yeah, it's
yeah,
Kathy and Cheryl
it is.
together,
Cheryl.
you know. So, I'm so sorry. I call you Cheryl.
No,
This is so embarrassing.
oh, it's seriously, it happens so much. I don't even think a second thought about it. Like, and because usually people meet us together, and so we're like, "Hi, we're Kathy and Cheryl," and so then sometimes I think people didn't even realize who was who to begin with. I know you know, but it's only like 6 more hours that you can
Yes.
get this vegan health bundle,
Yeah.
and it's $8,000 worth of stuff for $49. It's all vegan digital products, and even if you just use a couple of them, and you have a whole year to download everything, like for me, um, like the ebooks like this, you can just download straight to read. And then my classes, you download the PDF, you click on the link, and then you register in my course platform. And then once you've done that, you get to watch the class as many times as you want. And I have 6 classes because I have the balsamic
Oh,
class, and then I
I
have,
love your collection of balsamic vinegars. I was like, you have so many.
right? And this
I love
isn't even all of them. These are the ones I bought when I went to Sacramento,
it.
right? And then I have
That's
more.
amazing.
And it's so cool because, like, it's just so much fun to play with this. There's one that's a smoky hickory
Wow.
balsamic. It's so good. So, like, if we're out and we have to go to Wendy's to get a potato, like maybe we're driving somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
we put that on and like some everything bagel seasoning, and it's
Ooh.
like a super treat instead of like, oh, look, we have this strange plain potato, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Velvetish
Wow.
Rose bought the bundle last night and can't wait to go through it. That's
Yay.
going to be awesome.
Yay. Oh yeah, sorry, you were talking about your classes. So you have the balsamic class and then you have the
Oh,
5 summer cooking classes.
yeah, so I have 2 sushi classes, and I think one has onigiri, of kind of sort of
Yeah.
onigiri, because Cheryl doesn't like seaweed because she feels like it's fishy.
Right. Oh. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
even before, so she's no seaweed, so I would just make her little rice
Uh-huh.
balls. I was like, you can have this and you can have sushi bowls. And then I
It's so
have,
good with the seaweed. The combination of the rice and the seaweed, and the seaweed's crispy and then it's so umami and
I love it. And the thing is here too, like sushi can be really expensive.
ah, yeah.
Even if it's just plant based, when you can find the plant based, but it's so much fun to make it, and it's not hard. It's inexpensive to make the rice, and so that's kind of fun. And then I have a air fryer class, and so like I use the Breville over here a lot, but you could have a different smaller air fryer. But like
Mhm.
corn, have you had corn air fried at all
No, I
yet?
haven't. I don't have an air fryer, so
It you
I
can
have no more
you
kitchen space to to put it. If not, I would because I think somebody, one of the companies wanted to offer me an air fryer, but I'm like, oh, but I'm raw. I don't really use it, and I think it's just because I don't have. If I had a huge kitchen, I would definitely get an air fryer and try your air fryer recipes.
Well, you live in the city, don't you? You live like in a metropolitan area.
Yeah, I live in, but because my condominium, no, it's just that this particular unit, the kitchen is just the design is very small, so I have to put my dehydrator in my living room because I have no space. Yeah, I because I already have a Thermomix and a Vitamix, and then that takes up most of my counter space already. Yeah, and then there's a built-in stove which I never use, so the stove has become like I put my plates and stuff like that. Like yeah, and like yeah, my drying stuff in drying area. So yeah, so I just don't have enough space um um to have
Yeah.
an air fryer. Yeah.
Well, we do. This kitchen is quite big. Like it's really kind of a ridiculously long way from the counter here, all the way back. It's probably, I don't know, 12 to 15 feet or something. So it's quite a big
Wow.
area.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, even when I lived in a small house, though, before we lived here, it was just like 1,100 square feet, and I stored all my stuff in the sun porch. So I had like 10 slow cookers that stayed on the sun porch because I
10.
didn't have, yeah. Because when I was doing the vegan slow cooker book, they're all so different. So I had to like try and
Ah,
figure
okay.
things out. It's like the milk makers that I started doing. And when I started, there was this more of a finite amount. It's like it's exploded. So now everybody's private labeling everything.
Mm,
So too
right.
many things to try. You can't try them all anymore. You used to be able to try them all.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should
Okay.
take the air fryer next time because Oz can keep it at his house then.
I think his place is smaller than mine. Oh, because his place is just like filled with books. I mean, he lives with his parents, and so and his dad is like a famous writer, so they just have like books everywhere. I mean, like books overtake their home. Seriously, like you walk in, there's books, and then if you're not careful, there are like books falling on top of you, onto your feet. It's true. It's not even a joke. And so when he does his lives, everybody sees the books and they think like it's like they're always like, oh, is that a real background? He's like, yeah, it's a real one.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I
Yeah,
think I am just like pooped and I'm going to just start spouting nonsense pretty soon.
yeah.
But thank you for having me on your show.
Oh,
I
you're most
really,
welcome. Thanks for coming on at late
anytime.
at night, early in my morning, but night for you. Yeah, because I usually like with other people, I'll be like, I can only do max 30 minutes, but with Kathy, I'm like, let's just go on until we both be tired.
Well, I know because if you live well when you visit, I'm sure we'll talk way longer than we need to. But it's always fun hanging out with you and send my regards to Oz as well and tell him I said he has to take good care of you, keep your dishes washed and your trash taken out.
Yeah, send my love to Cheryl as well,
I
because
will.
you're Kathy and not Cheryl. All right, thanks so much, Kathy. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Go check out the bundle. The link is in either one of our bios. It's 5 hours and 46 minutes right now. So it's like get it or regret it.
That's a good one. All right.
All right, good night.
Good
Bye.
night.